So, good morning everyone. This is Amit Saha.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Amit and everyone. Yeah, good morning, Amit.
Just one second. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone, and happy New Year to you. Happy Happy Pongal, happy Makar Sankranti, happy all of it to you and to the entire team, the whole community. I think a lot of brands have joined here, and whoever is not able to join will join the YouTube link that has been sent to them. So with me is Rishabh and Aman. So Rishabh Tiwari looks after. Is your camera on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One second. Let me put Rishabh on the what do you call it? Center stage.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, so Rishabh looks after EPR from our team. He is going to take you through some of the EPR stuff. He is a CPET engineer and he's working on the side of brands. So basically, he's the outreach person for the brands. We also have Aman. Aman looks after. Just one moment. Yeah. So where did he go? One second. Let me just first. Um, yep. I'm not able to find Aman. Where Aman is? Are you already thrown out of the conference?
No, sir.
Sorry.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay. So Aman looks after the recyclers. He is going to work specifically in the space of plastic waste processors. He's working a lot in the space of AFR with cement plants, and he's the right person in terms of any improved plastics, recycled plastics, and things like that. If you want to be marketed to the brands and also to be to be used by the brands, the PCR or the recycled plastic content or recyclates. Some of you call it recyclates. I would also like to introduce a couple of more people here. We have a new person who has joined. His name is Vishwas. Vishwas has almost 35 years of pedigree in the space of CSR and corporate good. So he's going to work on the in that area, and he's based out of Mumbai. We also have Meenakshi from our team. She is on the EPR backend side, so she manages uh, uh, the work in terms of documentation and CPCB portal and wallet and everything is something which is managed by Meenakshi. So I think Meenakshi should be here. I was able to see Meenakshi. Yeah, there it is. So so here Meenakshi is. So Meenakshi looks after all the client-related documentation, especially EPR documentation on the portal, off the portal. We have our own portal and things like that. And then we have with us, I can't introduce everyone in our team right now because it will take away a lot of time. And that precious time, I don't want to be, it will be better utilized if we talk specifically about what is and what are the issues related to the same. So just one second. I have, I think Shweta also on the call. Shweta, yeah, there she is. Okay. So Shweta Basu looks, she's an MS from Ireland in sustainability management, and she's launching a ESG product to capture your footprint, carbon footprint, and your material footprint, and on the GRI G4 terms, sustainability, ESG. Lot of requirements are coming up in terms of climate change and companies' action towards the same. especially in the areas of 1.5 degree global warming and how to reduce and remove the same. So Shweta is looking after that. We are launching our own product on the 9th of February, and Shweta will talk about it maybe at somewhere in the program, during the program. So thanks, Shweta. And then there are a lot of other people. I know you will once you start interacting with us, you will definitely see them as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, you can we will have a session first of explaining what EPR is, a little bit about what Pro India is, what EPR is, what EPR is now on the CPCB portal. And since there is a lot of people on this call today, I know you do not have to give your introduction because we already have your names and addresses and everything. We can always outreach to you. I will just mute for some time both the chats and the uh, voice in such a way that we don't have to worry about it. It will be much more clearer then. So just allow me to do that, and once I finish up and we'll open up, at that time we'll open up the chats, and that is the time you can definitely put your questions. Some of the questions are already there, so we will take up those questions specifically, and some of the questions are not there right now, which we'll open up uh, we'll open up for you. Okay. So let me begin by sharing.
Yes.
Let me begin by sharing a screen with you, which was prepared by Rishabh, and
So not this one.
don't worry, I've already seen it. So there is no, there is a straightaway requirement for. Let me just unpin myself from this. Okay, you can therefore you can see the larger screen. I hope you're able to see my screen. So you're able to see my screen. Just give a thumbs up. Okay. So basically, extended producer responsibility is, why is it required? It is required because 9 billion tons of plastic is produced since it was invented. There are 300 billion of pieces of plastic produced in India itself. 9 billion is the worldwide data. At the worldwide level, every year we are polluting close to about 9 to 10 million tons of plastics is just going into the sea every year. There's expectation that maybe more than 500 million tons of plastics will be already into the sea. And in India, there is almost 5 to 6 million tons of plastics which are not collected. Not collected. Each of us consume about 212 kgs of plastics in a year, and and then half of it is recycled, which is great, but half of it is not. And those are the 300 billion pieces which are going away out of our control into the landfills, into the body, water bodies and other things. And this gap is, if you see the gap between production and recycling is less than 9%. Across the entire world, recycling is just less than 9%. So it's a misnomer that if somebody says that no, we have very good recycling, I don't think so. That is the case. So if you see, therefore, there is a huge gap which is only building up, which is not going to come down because GDP is growing, India is growing, China is growing, consumption is growing. There is no degrowth in plastics anywhere in any year. For one application or the other, you will always find them to be there. Okay, so so there is a gazette and there is a rule which has come that there is something called extended producer responsibility. The producers or the brand owners or the manufacturers of the plastics have been given the responsibility to even bring the produced plastics back from the environment. Why? Because you can call it producer polluting principle, polluter pays principle, or whatever you call it. It is basically polluter who has to look after the collection of the plastic. So it is related to collection of plastics after it is consumed. After it is consumed, so which is you have to collect it from the all kind. There are four categories of plastics. First category is rigid. You anything which stands on its own is rigid. Generally, it is PET, PP, HDP, LDP. Those are the bakelite is also rigid. Okay, but it is no, it is probably not recyclable. It is very difficult to recycle. Category 2 is flexible, but those which have only layers of plastic. Category 3 is flexible, but it has one layer of plastic and one layer of a non-plastic. So all your Tetra Pak is a flexible, category 3, although it has 70% paperboard or 60% paperboard. Or chips ka packet, those are like that. So let's say your greeting card, for example, has a laminate of paper. So that is all coming under category 3. A whole lot of things come under category 3 and it's very, very difficult to recycle. Category 4 are the compostable type of plastics, which are again divided into two categories. One which is home compostable, which means if you leave it in the environment, it will compost by itself under the natural condition. Second type of plastic is it requires industrial composting, which means you have to bring it to a certain place and give it certain environment, moisture, oxygen, sunlight, and then only it will oxidize. These are the targets. Okay, I don't know why this screen. There it is. Okay, so these are the targets. I am not going back and referring to the gazette or the notification directly, but it is an easy representation that each of the brands have 4 targets. First target is a recovery target. So on the left hand side, if you see, this is a recovery target. The target of recovering your plastic footprint is 25% of last year, 70% of this year. I'm saying financial year. This financial year means last year, but reported in this financial year. And starting 2023, which you will report in 2024 March, it is 100%. Which means 100. अगर आप 1000 टन प्लास्टिक यूज करते हैं अपने पैकेजिंग में, तो 1000 टन आपको रिकवर करना है. So this is the first target. Second target is that you have a target to, in the case of rigid packaging,
Reuse.
you have a target of reusing. Reusing means, for example, if I have a plastic container here somewhere. Okay, I don't have a plastic container right now. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you. So you can see in my hand, this is a plastic container. This container is probably less than 0.9 liters, but if it is above 0.9 liters, then this like, for example, this can be reused, right? Because this is meant for use, this is pulpet. But if it is, let's say, a bottle, for example, Coca-Cola bottle, which is 1 liter, then you have to demonstrate reuse of the same bottle without destroying it up to the extent of 10%. But if it is more than 5 liter, then you have to demonstrate reuse of that 70%. That means अगर आपने 100 बॉटल डाला है, तो 70 बॉटल को आपको reuse दिखाना पड़ेगा. 70 बॉटल. Okay. So like that, for a larger pack, it continuously increases. From 70, it goes all the way to 85. For the smaller packs, it goes from 10 to 25%. Now, then there are 2 more targets. Okay, for a PIVO. The left side talks about recycling. So in each category, category 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you see on the left long bar, left mountain is for 1, then category 2, then category 3, then category 4, like that you have to see. So all the targets of recycling is going up. Um,
50.
yeah. So you can see it starts from 50% for category 1 of demonstrating 50% is happening in the year 24 25, not 22 23, not 23 24. This is coming only in effect on 24 25. So everybody has 2 years basically in this. And so everything require will have to be at eventually they're asking that you have to demonstrate recycling. Demonstrating of recycling does not mean that you have to use the recycling content back into your packaging. No, you don't have to. You just have to demonstrate that it also got recycled, which means that it allows you to also co-process these categories to the extent, let's say if you are showing 80%, then you can, let's say in the case of category 1, your first year it is 50. So up to 24 25 or from 24 25, the way to read this is 50% up to 50% company can co-process, okay, and which means co-process means put it in a cement plant, waste to energy plant, waste to oil plant. All of these options are also available to the extent of 50%, but balance 50% have to go to a recycling facility and you have to demonstrate that it has got recycled into a resin. Again, no, people make serious mistakes by saying that I just got flakes converted into flakes. Some company have been doing this and basically you will get caught in a very big mess if you just got converted into flakes. That means your PET bottle is taken by a flaker who cuts it into flakes and washes them and then supplies into flakes to polystaple fiber in another facility. Because all the flakes to polystaple fiber manufacturers, and there are 41 of them, and we are in touch with all of them, they are also taking EPR credits. So if a flake guy is taking EPR credit and a polystaple fiber guy is also taking EPR credit, then you are taking 2 times credit for the same PET bottle, which means that you will get stuck. As a brand, this is a clear warning or caution to you that please do not get into that kind of a situation. The last one is the most important one, I think, from circular economy point of view, which is that you have to take that plastic, recycled plastic, and put it into your packaging. So it's called post-consumer recyclates. These are the 4 categories, so four requirements from a producer, importer, and brand owner. Okay, so these are the responsibilities in general. I'm not going to go through all of this. I've already spoken about recycling, use of recycled content, reuse, end of life disposal, which is co-processing, incineration, waste to oil, waste to energy, waste to road, MLP sheets, whatever you call it. Okay, and there are certain other requirements in terms of CPCB portal requirements, which Rishabh will talk about. So we are there to help you. We have been with our partners going and making a national footprint with our partners. We don't directly deal with it. And they are waste management companies or municipalities or recyclers or PWPs. But on our platform, and then now moving on to the CPCB platform, we are able to bring this entire credits and provide it to you, off the portal and on the portal. Off the portal because a lot of people have still working on the old method, which is not recommended by CPCB. We'll talk about that. Some of them have already started getting the credit on the wallet, but I think 90% of the places wallets have still to be activated by the region officer. We will talk about that also. But off the wallet, on the wallet, in both the cases, we will be able to completely take care of your requirements. We are because we helped creating the SUP committee. I was part of the committee presentations and recommendations, and also from the rules point of view, as part of Coca-Cola and as part of Pro India, I have been associated. So from the advocacy and the policy side, specifically from the CPCB licensing point of view, we would be able to help you as a brand in every which ways in your past related EPR issues, and also in terms of your future related licensing issues, target setting issues, and things like that. So we do registration, we do EPR execution, and we will even share a template of a proposal without the numbers with you shortly. So you saw some of our programs on impact, especially the behavior change, which is one of the important things in as part of waste segregation at homes, so that it fetches a better value, and also it doesn't become a nuisance when it is in mixed condition at the landfill. We also are working towards, and especially Vishwas is working towards a waste picker program to improve the waste picker health and improve the livelihood for the waste picker. So we will talk about that maybe in the next session with you. We are into circular products already. We've sold 6,000 t-shirts, and these are 100% recycled, fair trade, track trace, making sure that no child labor is involved, and we give it only for corporate events. So we only do the bulk order. We don't retail it right now in the shop or on the website, but maybe we'll come up with that scheme also for later on. This is the team that I explained to you. Shweta Basu, Meenakshi, Rishabh, and Aman. All four of them are on the call today. I'm going to just stop this presentation and then go on to our website, where you can find all of this information already. So our website is proindia.net. You can simply type it on your system. It's called proindia.net. Okay. So if you do that at your leisure, you can always do that. It's a very short, simple setup. You can find all our offerings here. These are all our offerings: EPR, consulting, innovation, social impact (CSR), Pro India franchising, which we are not talking about right now. We will talk about it later. And also, something that we are building out. It's called plastic exchange. Basically, if somebody has higher credit, extra credit, and especially cement plants have the credit right now, because they deal with a lot of waste, municipal waste, AFR, processed, semi-processed waste, which has plastics. So how to make sure that that extra credit is useful to brands like you, because we are onboarding at least 10 cement companies in the next 2 weeks, and Aman is tasked with that. He is also having a webinar, a conference on the 31st of this month in Gurgaon for cement companies, waste management companies, and also other people who can supply us. So you can even look at that. Coming specifically to EPR, there is a very simple. Most of it I have already explained to you, but I just navigate through the page once and show you. So Pro India EPR, basically it talks about how to register. Okay, how do we go about doing how does the plastic move from production to usage to collection and to back to generate the EPR credit? How to take help? There is a little bit of a penalty. It's not a small amount, it's a major amount. You should be able to see that regulation right here on our website, and it talks about 5,000 rupees penalty which has come up in September 2022. Uh, you can simply download it from the website, from our website. And if you have not done your EPR in by March to 2022, you will have to pay the penalty. You can always take back some of the penalty, 75% of the same, if you are able to execute it in the next 6 months time. However, no, giving money to government is easy. Getting money from government, I do not know. You may be the best judge. अभी तक तो किसी को EPR रजिस्ट्रेशन के पैसे नहीं मिले जिसने ऑफलाइन रजिस्टर किया था EPR, जो कि सितंबर 2022 में उन्होंने बंद कर दिया था, और फिर 16 फरवरी को उन्होंने पोर्टल चालू किया था. तो वो जो जिन्होंने रजिस्टर कर रखा था अपने आप को, उनके पैसे तो अभी तक नहीं आए. So I do not know whether it is easy to get the money from the government. It is, to me, I have my own doubts. So we actually help you to register. Then you put the target. Then collect the waste through our PWPs. Then make sure that it is all in the portal. And now in the wallet, we will talk about the wallet. And then make sure that your annual report is filed, which we do completely. We take care of your licensing requirements for complete 1 year, all the way till your EPR licensing is completed. If you want to copy of the rules, it's all here. You can see plastic waste rules 2022. So 16 February, as of 16 February, these are the things, and you can go through it at your leisure, starting from page number 20 for English and up to page number 20 for Hindi. You can have a complete understanding, a detailed understanding here. And if you have any questions today or even later, you can ask those questions right from on the chat box at the end. As I mentioned, those plastic importers, producer, importers, and brand owners, and plastic waste processors also are supposed to be registered on the system, and categories of plastic and what are the 4 things that they have to do. All of that is already here with the targets. I have already taken you through that in a simple 2-slide graphical presentation. Okay, you can also see CPCB plastic website. This is specifically made for you as a this is EPR CPCB eprplastic.cpcb.government.in, and if you go through the dashboards, nicely created dashboards, you can see the target is now EPR target is close to about 22 million tons, out of which there is category 1 about 8 million, category 2 about 10 million, and category 3 about 3.5 million tons. Category 4 is very small. This is the requirement for these 2 years, and you can also see how many people have registered already. So you have registered, congratulations. You are the cream de la cream, 1% of the country, because there are more than 40,000 brands, out of which right now, if you see, about 1234 have registered.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2000 producers have registered. Some of the producers are also here in this group, in this call. Many of the producers do not have the brand. Generally, producers do not have the brand. They are co-packers to somebody else. Those are the producers who have registered. And you can see the maximum number is 2,600 for the importers. Why the importers, who are generally smaller in terms of revenue, why so many of them have registered? It is because imports are getting stuck at the customs. Imports are getting stuck. So if at the customs, if they are going and getting their custom clearance, custom duty officer or the investigating officer is asking for the EPR certificate at the ports, which is a very good thing, but also it is sometimes a problematic thing. Also, you can see on about 1585 plastic waste processors, and these could be recyclers, these could be cement companies, these could be waste to oil, pyrolysis, waste to road, any of those, but 1585 of them have registered. The the important thing I wanted to also quickly mention here is, and of course you can get more details. This is a free website. You can always see the data. You can see at SPCB level or state level what is the kind of how many people have registered. State by state you can see that Andaman, and state by state. So you can look at it at every state level. Important thing here is that on an average, a recycler is about 2 to 3 tons per day recycling facility. 100 to 150 kilogram per day is generally a plastic recycler. So at 20 hours also, if he does, probably he does 2.5 tons. And therefore, the total plastic requirements, what he can do is probably 50 tons in a month or 600 tons in a year. Now, if you multiply, you can simply do the math. 600 into 1500 of recyclers is close to 1 million ton. Close to 1 million ton. Just do the math. Roughly, it will come to be 1 million ton. 1 million ton is the recycling capacity of the country right now. Okay. And how much is the target? So if you go back to the national target, you can see just the category 3 flexible target is 3.5 million ton. Okay. Category 2 flexible plastic is 10 million ton. And category 1 is 8 million ton. So 1 million ton is the recycling capacity and 22 million ton is the requirement of EPR credits from the registered brands, and only 10% of brands are registered, or maybe 2% of brands are registered. So there is a gap of 98%. One has to get 20 million tons of recycling certificate in order to meet this EPR target alone. Just this target of last 2 years. So this is a crazy situation. When you interact with your existing supplier, if you have an existing supplier who is supplying you EPR credits or promising you EPR credits, please be aware that there may be a situation where he will promise but he will not deliver. Okay, and I'll also tell you very clearly that this has to be delivered on the portal, on the wallet. There's something called wallet, and wallet requires the recyclers to actually produce, incorporate invoices, GST based invoices of sale of recycled materials. Then only the wallet gets created. So please be aware that you will have a situation where it may be possible that you might have given the advance, or you might have got a commitment, but you might not be able to complete this entire thing. With that, I will stop here. The idea is not to scare you. The idea is to help you to understand how to navigate yourself in such a way that this risk is not there in your organization. Today is only January. March, up till March 31st is the time for you to complete your EPR execution, and we will be able to help you in case you get stuck. And if you don't get stuck, it is great. Then you can continue with your work. I'm going to now put this on the presentation for Rishabh to explain to you as to how this is going to happen on the portal itself, especially your execution of as a PBO. So over to Rishabh.
So just pass me the note. That's fine.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. I am Rishabh Tiwari, Project Manager, Pro India Gurgaon. Thank you for joining today's session, where we are going to discuss about EPR registration, wallet, and also as well as execution part. So let's start today. So this module was brought by CPCB in November 2022, where they have updated new rules and also given us wallet update. And you can see module 1A and module 2 where we are going to discuss today. So in module 1A, the latest update are real-time capturing of sales and procurement data and also transaction details, and it will help you out to generate next year annual target for your EPR, and they have also brought the late fee mechanism process. So module 1A has two stages. First one is pre-registration and second one is post-registration. In pre-registration, it will start from signing up on the CPCB portal, and after signing up, you will get the second stage where we start the post-registration process, in which we provide CPCB the details of your company's sales and procurement details, also with the invoices of your transactions. In pre-registration process, we provide data like we start from, if you are a producer's importer or brand owner, you select that option. After that, you provide the company details like legal name, type of business, company type, PAN or address of your company as per your GST. And after that, you will assign a authorized person whose PAN, Aadhaar and phone number will be provided on the portal. And then we will do the sign up process. So after doing the sign up, we will log in EPR portal, where we provide further details which we were given PDF form, which we will give in the PDF form that we have filled in the portal in previous process. And we will select the state where the brand and producers are operating, and providing the pictures of material, and also we were giving them CTOs and state-wise pre and post consumer waste data. Now, in this update, CPCB have updated the method of filling procurement details. Now, if we select a registered entity, half of the detail will be start showing automatically. But if he is not if he is unregistered entity, then we have to fill the details like entity name, category, his GST and invoices, through which we can complete the pre-registration process and send to the CPCB. We will send your application to the CPCB portal for the approval. Uh, this screen will be showing after getting approval from CPCB. Now you will be providing your sales and procurement data in real time. It is showing that on the left side of your portal, where you can see the option of material procurement detail and annual filing. So here in now the post registration process will start, where you have to do the same process. You have to provide the procurement and sales data in this. Just same method. If the entity is registered, then the detail will be automatically generated. But if he is not, then the non-registered entity, you have to provide the details. Same goes for the sales data. You have to do the same process. You have to select the registered or non-registered entity, but here you have to give the bank details of that entity, and you have to provide the invoices also. In module 1A, they have also provided the late fee mechanism process, where if any chance your application got rejected, then you don't have to worry. Now you have to provide your data as soon as possible within 7 days. Then the charges will be free. But after 7 days, the charges will be imposing like 25%, 50, 75, and it will be goes on to 100. Now we will go through your doubts, and Aman will be tell you about module 2 and 3.
Sound will have to cover. Sound will have. One minute. आपकी आवाज आएगी यहाँ तक?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, as Mr. mentioned, that how CPCB portal will execute and complete your target digitally. So, so in module 3, there is a generation and transfer of EPR certificate by PWP. There is a two sections. First is physical verification, and another is the transfer of certificate. So I am here explaining that the process of EPR certificate generation and transfer on the portal. So as we can see, it's workflow. So start with the physical verification and assigning the DO to RO. After that, DO assign the RO regional officer of SPCV for physical verification. So RO will inspect all the data in his checklist. Then RO will submit on-site report and recommendation to DO, and DO will process further, and he can approve or reject the application. If your application, if PWP's application would approve, then PWP would be allowed to generate and transfer the EPR certificate. So now move on to the most important topic, the generation and transfer of EPR certificates. Certificates be complete in four important steps. Plastic waste procurement, PWP will show its plastic waste procurement, production, inventory and sales, wallet, certificate potential, certificate generation and transfer. PWP will have to enter all procurement related data of plastic waste. Production will make the PWP inventory. After that, PWP will have to show a sale. After the sale, plastic credit will be in the PWP wallet. From wallet, the PWP will able to generate and transfer the EPR certificate. So many of recyclers have will is now the current scenario. The many of recyclers is not selling their granules or recycled PCR as per GST, so it will be very difficult to recyclers. So this is the PWP wallet, from which you can see how many credits the PWP have. So the PWP can proceed to wallet section by clicking on wallet on the dashboard. Wallet shall display available use certificate generation potential corresponding to the sales for different categories of the waste. Then after the wallet, he will proceed to generate the certificate. The PWP can generate certificate by clicking on generate certificate, and this will be in the denomination of 1, 10, 50, 100, 500 and 1000 tons of the credit certificate of different categories can be generated on the portal. So in that figure you can see the category of certificate, and category of certificate uh, shall have to be keyed in by PWP. This process is same as when you go to the bank to deposit your cash. So the PWP can transfer the generated certificates by clicking on the transfer certificate, which can show in this figure or the snapshot of the portal. So generate certificate. So type of he can, by clicking the category of category 1, 2, 3, the type of category transfer from entity type, he will select you as a PBOS by he is brand owner or producer or importer, and entity name he will select by scrolling down and select in the list total certificate value, and then submit. Then it will be the trans in this figure he can see its transferred certificate, that how much quantity he had transferred to the PBOS. The PWP can transfer and generate the certificate by this process. So thank you so much.
No, sir.
Okay, so what we are going to do is that there are some of these you might have already seen in your exercise of as part of your what you call explanation or demonstration by some company or the other, and some of it may be new to you, which is completely okay. Uh, what we will do is we will open this up for a question answer session. But before that, just one thing I wanted to mention here is just one second. Yeah. So before that, I just wanted to mention that what we have done in this group, we are already 93 people in this group right now, and maybe 100. So, and on top of that, we also have a live YouTube being casted. So, I would request if you could, send out WhatsApp, sorry, not WhatsApp, a chat message on the same on this group, and that will be easier for me to take those questions then rather than opening the mic and then you are getting mixed messages and a huge amount of background noise alongside the same. So, and I think there are certain questions which Rishabh has already captured from your feedback sessions when you are registering. So I'm going to ask him to tell me those some of those, and we can even start from there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this chat box up so that it allows you to send questions on the chat box specifically to you, specifically to the industry. If you could, be very brief so that it is useful for other people as well. Okay, the chat box is open. You can put your questions right here. Okay, tell me more about brand owner's responsibility. That is something which is there. I've already explained it at a very high level, Sandeep. So you can get to know more in case you want to by talking to Rishabh or looking at some of our presentations or even looking at our website. Uh, from when the EPR credit can be started? So this is a very good question, Ashish. Excellent question, because the portal is starting only from last year, and now suddenly, how will you manage the last year credit? So I think CPCB will open up the questions, open up the portal for even the previous year. This is my assumption as of now, but we'll have to wait and see once the recyclers are able to put the credits into the system. Rajesh is asking a question: is there a notification from MOF? Should we stop uploading invoices of unregistered producers? Uh, no, I don't think so. You have to, in case you are a brand owner and you are getting material from a producer, then if the producer is unregistered, you still have to put the name of the producer and the details of the producer. It is required because uh, there is CPCB's way to go and find those producer and probably ask them to join the website. Okay. Um, it'll have to be quicker than this. So 1 minute.
So next question was from Sushmita. Is the EPR process taking part online in a real time? Are recyclers putting up the wallets?
Yes, recyclers will put up the wallets but they are getting a problem, which is that they are not having the RO already coming to their plant yet. Okay, so when the RO comes, then only the recycler will be able to put their wallets will be active. RO has to do this visit of their facility, of the PWP's facility, and approve that. As Aman has already explained to you, that has to happen once the RO approves the wallet for one time for the initial use. Okay.
So second one from uh, Yuvraj Patel. It is EPR obligations are geo-neutral.
Yes, again, EPR obligations are geo-neutral. However, let me say this: it is something is which is part of FAQ. So there is a geo-neutrality which is there. However, when you are in Maharashtra, then you know that if you are in Maharashtra, Maharashtra asks specifically you to give them neutrality within Maharashtra. Same thing happens in Tamil Nadu. Same thing happens in Kerala. Same thing happens in Punjab. So one has to be very careful once you start doing geo neutrality. And if your local pollution control board is also aligned, then I don't think that there is a problem.
Okay. So next question was from Chinmay. He's asking for tell me more about reuse of plastic.
So reuse of plastic is in so many other forms. There are so many small time recyclers which is making stools, containers, buckets, and stuff like that. And it's selling it in the secondary market, mostly as a B brands, not as a main brand, but as a B brand. So there is where these products are going, and at this point in time, it is not so much of coming back and being used by the big brands, like for example Unilever or Coca-Cola, but it is more about being used in as a product for recycling to some other use. I will not call it 100% recycling. I will call it downcycling or upcycling. People call it upcycling also, but then it is more from the uh, from from at least some. It is taking another shape, and you are delaying it from going into the landfill.
So next was from Venkatesh. He is saying he is from JRP Limited, but his portal is not currently active.
Yes, because your RO must not have visited your site and not approved the portal.
Okay. So Shashikant have a question. He is asking, do POs and PWP have to enter invoices wise detail on portal? As recently MRAI has shared message that invoices wise detail have been waived off.
There is no there is something doing the rounds in terms of whether you can raise a consolidated invoice or something, or there is no way in MOEF right now to upload a lot of, let's say you have 1000 customer invoices or you have 500 supplier invoices. There is no one way to upload them onto the MOEF. There is something which is doing the rounds, which is that there is a waive off from MOEF. But if there is a waive off from MOEF, it should be on the CPCB portal. If you have seen that on the CPCB portal, then can you please put the link here, because we have not been able to find it on the CPCB portal yet. That new requirement of not worrying about individual invoices. Otherwise, I know I can appreciate that it is very tough to put in one by one invoices, supply invoices and customer invoices.
So next one is please share some example of reuse from Rajesh.
Rajesh, the best way to see it is you go to the website of loop.com, LOOP. In Europe, they are doing this work beautifully, where they are taking the containers back from the customers. They have a delivery mechanism in which even the brands are giving them bulk quantities of, let's say, detergents and grains and things like that, and people are able to send their crates, or somebody comes with an empty crate, somebody comes with a full crate and takes back your empty crate of that material from your doorstep. It's like a grocery delivery with oils, grains, and some of these detergents, which are started by a company called Loop. And there should be some companies like that in India also, and you may hear from us in the next year or maybe later this year about the same initiative.
So next question was from Shweta. She's saying she's an importer and importing material with the plastic packaging. How to upload procurement data for this?
all the invoices of import has to be uploaded on the website individually. At this point in time, it has to be done individually. At some point in time, if either CPCB says that you put a consolidated one, or CPCB says that you don't have to put it, or they give you a upload link, then you can do the same. But you have to upload your invoices.
Okay, so Vishal Sasdeva is asking, we are trading BOPP tapes. Do we all need this as a trader? What's
Well, as a trader, you don't, because there is no requirement from a trader. Trader, if the BOPP tape mentions a brand name, let's say the BOPP is from 3M, let's say it is from 3M, then 3M is the responsible brand to do the EPR. You are just a redistributor. So you are not required to do your EPR execution, registration, or whatever. If you are a producer of BOPP tape and you are producing and making it for the brand 3M, then again you will not have the EPR responsibility of execution, but you have to register and your liability will transfer to the company called 3M because brand is 3M. But if you are a simple trader and you are buying a branded tape and selling the branded tape to somebody else, you are just one of the intermediaries in the supply chain, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yes, sir. So Peenal Trivedi is asking, is EPR credit transfer portal started or not?
The transfer credits portal and website is totally on. Some of our vendors and suppliers and partners are already on it, and at some places the RO have visited and the wallets are getting activated. So whoever have their wallets activated, those PWPs can give you certificates or transfer the certificates in the name of the brands that you have. And once they transfer the certificates to you as a brand, then you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to lift a finger because everything has been done by your PWP. CPCB will not ask you any question if you have meeting your EPR target.
Sir Utkal Nath is asking, what is the last date of EPR registration after which CPCB will start issuing notice and penalty?
The last date of registration is 2018. So whoever has not registered is already delayed. Okay. It is saying that you have to comply your EPR target of 2019-2020, which means that you should have been registered in 2018. CPCB has not put any penalty for non-registration so far. But if CPCB finds that you are a brand or a producer or an importer and you are doing business in these 2 years, on March 31st, they'll put a penalty of 5,000 rupees per ton to you because they have already declared how they will put the penalty. They are calling it as cess, or I think environmental compensation. They're calling it EC, environmental compensation. Okay.
So Bhavna Kapoor is asking, if we have thousands of invoices for last 2 years, then we have to need to upload all the invoices one by one. I would like to answer
Yes.
this, Bhavna. Basically, you don't have to like one by one. You have to update. You just give it in a PDF form.
So at this point in time, CPCB is asking you one by one, unless CPCB says that you can upload all of them together in some zip file. The rule says you have to upload one by one. Okay, so wait for that thing coming, and if there's somebody in the group who says that I have a link, I can show you that CPCB is allowed that, then it should come on the CPCB portal and the CPCB EPR portal also. Okay. Yeah.
Next is from Atin Tyagi. Hi, Mr. Amit. Thank you for a wonderful presentation. The question is, so it is clear that delivery of EPR credit will happen only through registered PWP against the target of registered PO. In that case, how you can help us?
We are in touch with all of the PWPs. So what we do is that we coordinate this entire activity on the behalf of brands. We are doing that work for the brands, and therefore all this work of whether you will be able to get a registration done, whether you will have credits in your name, whether that will actually happen to you at all or not before March 31st, we will take the entire responsibility. So we are, whatever we are telling to our customers, we are saying no, we will get you the wallet transferred on time before 31st March. Okay, I'll just like to stop here for 1 minute to tell Rishabh and to the group here, whoever has registered with us on the Google form, I think 70 or 80 of people,
150.
150 of the brands. Some of the brands have 2 or 3 people together, so they may get individual mails. But each of you will have a proposal from us, which would have come today in the last 30 minutes. In the last 30 minutes, if you look at your inbox, mail inbox from amit.saha@proindia.net or india-recycling.com, you would have received a mail from me, which is an automated mail, but it is specifically to your quantities of your categories of plastic. So if you have a category 1, 2, 3, 4, this much quantities for each category, and you want EPR certificates on the wallet, then that is already available to you on your mailbox. Okay, and I will share with you a sample proposal at the end of this. I'll just share with you a sample as to what it means from us, to what it means to get a proposal from us. Yeah. Okay. Next question.
So next one is Ravi. We have been registered under MPCB, so still we have to register under CPCB. But when?
Yeah.
Okay, so MPCB requires, MP means Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh requires the PWPs to register on their state level portal also. That is what is requirement for Madhya Pradesh. If you have a facility in Madhya Pradesh, a PWP, then you have to register at the state portal. But that doesn't mean that you should not register under CPCB portal, because you cannot transfer certificates on the state portal. You can transfer the certificates only on the CPCB portal.
Being a next question is from Venkatesh. He is asking, being a registered recycler, can we take EPR credit on import waste?
No. Sorry, wait a minute. Importing of waste is banned in India. Importing of plastic waste is banned in India. Anything with an HSN code of 39, okay, is 3915 category is banned. So if you say waste and you say you are importing, then you are making a wrong statement. You can say that I'm importing intermediary. That means that could be washed flakes, and you can say that it is my in-process intermediary. And then you have to bring it under a different category. It cannot be 3915. However, CPCB's entire plastic portal is based on one category of HSN. And guess what? What is that category? 3915. So in both the directions, first of all, your waste has to be generated in India to be having meeting the EPR requirements of India. So automatically in both the cases, you cannot take advantage of EPR credit on imported waste, which is number one banned. Even if it's a flakes, not waste, but flakes, not under a different HSN category, it will not be applicable because the HSN category becomes different.
So next is from Rajesh. Do labeling and marking on rigid plastic need to be done or not?
Yes, labeling and marking is applicable for every plastic packaging, whether it's a small sachet or it is a large pack. Everywhere you have to put the EPR number on the package, like FSSAI number, like the food safety number, like BIS number, like ISI number. Some of these numbers have to go on the package. Similarly, EPR registration number also has to go on the package.
Sir, Aarti is asking how we can connect with PWP.
You can connect with your PWP through one agency, which is called Pro India.
Sir, next question is from Sandeep. If we are operating in more than one state, then in such case, do we have to register separately?
No, you have to register under CPCB only. CPCB says 2 states or more, you please come and register to us. Very simple. But even if it is one state and you are a PWTP of one state, the state-wise registration is happening, and probably state might upload your information onto the CPCB. If you notice that CPCB's plastic portal has CPCB and then it says SPCB. So the PWP recyclers are generally getting registered under SPCB, but their information is available on CPCB. So basically, transactions can happen on the CPCB portal.
Sir, Avdesh is asking, manufacturing of product by else but branding or marketed by other, then let me know manufacturer will registered under producer or brand owner, since marketed has already registered in brand owner.
Producer is only a contract packer for you. So he's a producer. He doesn't own the brand. You own the brand, right? So if you are owning the brand, you should register as a brand owner. Producer will register as a producer. And they will transfer your entire quantity. They will declare all sale is made to this brand owner. So automatically all the EPR liabilities, responsibilities and the target will shift to the brand owner.
So Kamna is asking, some of our packaging vendor registration is in process. Shall we consider them as registered or unregistered, or shall we wait for their registration and then update on our portal?
I would suggest don't wait for the registration, put the details there so that your registration doesn't get delayed. Because we have seen in the case of a lot of people that they've been waiting, and because of that their registration get delayed. Once they register, automatically their quantity will get automatically updated, because the entire thing is linked through GST number. GST number is the sutradhar. So what is the thread for all the beads? Let's say the bead is where manufacturer is there, producer is there, co-packer is there, then you are a brand, and then you have your distributor chain. The entire thing is linked through the GST number. So who is making which GST is selling to which GST is automatically getting captured at the GST portal level also and at the CPCB level also. So if you are missing out something, GST is the way it will automatically pick up. Don't worry about that. Put the producer's GST number. Once the producer registers, automatically it will get captured.
Sir, Ashish is asking, can RDF processing be considered into plastic recycling?
No. Making RDF is not completely dealing with the plastic. Putting RDF into the cement plant is when you are co-processing the plastic, which means that therefore in the CPCB, in the MOEF rules also, co-processing is something which is written, waste to energy which is written. So once you are able to completely convert the plastic into thermal energy, which is carbon and hydrogen, then only you are taking care of plastic. Any intermediaries, if you are a waste management company, you are picking up plastic, you cannot claim credit. If you are picking a PET bottle, crushing it, making a flake, you cannot claim credit. The last point on the value chain can only take the credit. The last point of the value chain, which is either recycling it to a recycled resin, or it is converting into thermal energy, or using it in another form in roads or MLP board or XYZ, those are the set of people only who can take the final credit of the plastic processing.
So next question is from Bhavna. If a producer is selling the material to unregistered BO and later on the BO got registered and producer liability is already there, then how will the liability be set off at the time of annual return? Whether 70% of the liability will be deducted?
Yes, this is a very important question, and some of our brands, some of our producers have facing this already, which is that they have registered before the brand has registered. Now, if that happens, what happens is that their liability has increased because brand's liability has fallen onto the producer. However, there has to be a representation which has to be made by the producer to the CPCB saying that following brands have already registered after our registration. So can you please take care of and they also have an EPR target. So can you please take care of that and reduce my target? So that is one way. CPCB may or may not agree to that. I do not know. We'll have to only make a representation. But the second option is you can go to the brand and say, this is the cost of my EPR execution on per ton basis. Let's say it is 4,000 rupees per ton or 3,000 rupees per ton, and ask that from the brand and say, brand, to compensate you, because you are doing it on the behalf of the brand only.
Sir, Sushmita is asking, what will be the reporting period for the procurement data for brand owner during post registration?
What will be, sorry, I missed it.
What will be the reporting period for the procurement data for brand owner during post registration?
Reporting period is always a financial year. There is no quarterly report that has to be submitted now. There is no half yearly report which has to be submitted now. So everything moves to the financial year basis.
So Venkatesh is asking, can we call up our local MPCB office and ask for the RO to visit our site for activation of portal?
Yes, you should. However, we do not know whether the DO will assign the same RO. As Aman mentioned in his slide, that the DO, the district officer or divisional officer or whatever the designation could be. Sorry, what is it?
Designated.
Designated officer. No, we do not know what does the designated officer mean. Is somebody from the CPCB side or SPCB side or district side? We do not know. Whoever is designated for this work, he will assign ROs. Now, in the case of audit in our companies, I mean, I have spent 30 years in multiple companies, 20 years with Coca-Cola. We don't bring our quality manager into our factory and say, do an audit on quality. Okay, so the chances are that your RO will not be designated, because if he has to do a fair, impartial review, maybe your RO is not assigned to your plant. But there's no harm in asking, because you want to hasten the process, you want to accelerate the process, you can do so.
So Satyam Gupta is asking, when EPR transaction will be started without crediting the EPR, how PBOs can fulfill their targets? What is the role of waste management agency now?
A waste management agency has a very important role. They are picking up the waste, they are processing the waste and sending the waste to either incineration, co-processing, or sometimes if they are doing a great work, taking out the recyclables and sending it to the recycler. They have an excellent role and their role is most laudable. Okay. However, on CPCB side, they have no role to play. Zero. They have no role to play, because finally the EPR credit will be given on the portal by the end point, which is the recycler or the cement co-processor. So remember that waste management agency is just a conduit, that is just a pipeline or supply chain to send the waste to the cement companies. So if you have given some work to some waste management company, then you have to be aware that waste management company may not have a role to play in giving you the certificate. Okay, so there is a little bit of a issue there in case of many of the brands who have given away the EPR contracts to waste management companies.
Sir, Anil is asking, is the mandatory for brand owner to procure plastic only from vendor registered on CPCB portal and avoid procurement from traders?
No, I think at this point in time, a lot of people are registering themselves. So if you are sure that the person will register, then you please go ahead and take the material from the registered vendor also, unregistered vendor also, considering that the vendor will take your advice and register themselves.
Sir, Abhay is asking, is it only required to upload the procurement detail of financial year 2022?
At this point in time, your portal will allow you to, I think, only do that much. But I think you should be able to do it for the previous year also. Finally, you have to keep your portal totally updated of all the last 2 years' activities. Then only your entire target will come out fine.
Sir, Ashish is asking, can a producer become a recycler as well?
Oh yes, why not? But they have to register separately. A producer, if has a recycling unit, they have to register under PWP separately. Even a brand can register. A lot of producers, our friends, producers have a recycling facility within their plant or they have a separate plant altogether. I mean, companies like Max, they have a recycling facility. So they have registered a separate entity in as a PWP.
Okay, so one question is from Yogesh. He is asking what to do if company is manufacturing flexible and rigid one or different location.
If companies are
Manufacturing flexible and rigid
Mhm.
one or different location. He's
All the locations have to be entered. As a PWP, you can register multiple locations. As a brand, you can enter multiple locations. So locations is not a problem. State-wise, it allows you to enter as many recycling facilities or production facilities in a zip file. You can put all their consent to operate together at the time of registration.
So Azhar is asking, has any PWP received their wallet activation approval? Has generation of EPR certification started from CPCB portal?
Yes, although a small percentage, I must say, but yes.
So from Jaipur Dairy, brand owner which have physical recycling certificate as on date, then PW have to generate online EPR certification of previous work they have done.
Yes, 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 most certainly. So if somebody has given you the certificate, not the certificate, but documentation of logistics, all the LR copies and everything, way bills, LR copies, like we were doing up till now, we are also doing the same thing. We are continuing to go for wallet, but at the same time keep all the documentations ready, which is the transfer of waste from source going all the way to destination, and the recycling processing of the same, and ULB endorsements. These are the things that were required till the wallet has come. Now, since the wallet is activated only for a very few recyclers, therefore we continue to manage double documentation just to make sure that you are safe. So if you are keeping that documentation with you, it is only good. But please remember, CPCB on March 31st will only see wallet. Okay, wallet is the only thing that they will see.
So Nisha is asking if the flexible packaging film is branded from top. So we where we have to mention EPR number. It is necessary to put on top or on the back side where product is packed.
You can put it anywhere. I think there they have not mentioned that they have to be put in a certain prominent place or something. There are no labeling instructions. Like FSSAI has a labeling instruction. It has to be, this way in the label and all that. I don't think EPR labeling instructions they are not matured so far. FSSAI even tells you the font size, minimum font size. You can't say that I am putting the text in microns so that no human being can see. So FSSAI puts the font size requirement also. In the case of EPR, I think it is at this point in time it's just evolving. So I think you can put it anywhere.
Rajesh, if we are manufacturing finished product for our original equipment manufacturer and in final packaging our name as a BO is not mentioned and OEM putting their name, in that case who is responsible for EPR target?
OEM, whoever is putting their name, on what name is it being sold? If it is sold under the OEM name, then it is OEM's responsibility, not yours.
Sir, Anil is asking if a vendor procuring EPE foam sheet from producer and molding them in a desired shape as per brand owner requirement and selling product to brand owner, is it mandatory for him to register on CPC portal or not?
No, even if you are making EPE foam, you are making something of which is used in plastic packaging. No, let's say thermocol or expanded polystyrene. You're getting a refrigerator or a TV in your home, and it has this expanded polystyrene white color foam thing, fixed solid stuff to protect the screen or equipment or surfaces. Those are also plastic packaging. So it will come as part of the EPR only, and maybe it will come under category 1 because it is rigid, it is not flexible.
So Venkatesh is asking how the EPR unit are defined based on the volumes. If suppose I have reprocessed 10 tons of rigid plastic, then how much unit of EPR credit would be assigned to us for sale or transfer?
It's a very good question that you have asked. Very good question. Let me give you the math. Okay. if you have taken 1 ton of raw material, you cannot generate 1 ton of finished goods, especially from the waste, because it will have a lot of kachra, inerts, other materials, foreign items, which will not go through the entire process. So there's something called material yield. Okay, so material yield will be some X percentage. So if you source 1 ton, you may produce maybe 800 kilograms of recycled plastic resin from the same. Now, whether 800 kilogram of recycled resin is something that you can take credit for, yes, you can take credit for that. However, only after you sell the 800 kilograms of plastic, then, and you have to then show and upload GST invoice of 800 tons. 800 kilograms, sorry, for 1 ton. So suppose you have an inventory of 500 and you could only sell 300. 300, you can sell 300 of your produced resin. Then your wallet will be credited for only 300 kgs. So just remember that your wallet will be credited for the final sale of the finished goods. GST sale, GST invoice. Non-GST will not work.
So Bhavna is asking how's the invoice will be uploaded in post registration process.
Invoices can be uploaded by PWP after registration also. That portal is already open.
Rajesh is asking during uploading of past invoices, category of weight is mixed, and when we upload, the only one category plastic is uploaded. So how we can change old invoice?
Maybe you have to make a representation, but please get in touch with Rishabh after the call or any other time. Send a mail. We will see that specifically. This is a very unique, specific question.
So LK is asking, is a plastic label manufacturer and printer in scope of producer registration?
Sorry, again, please.
So it is a plastic label manufacturer and printer in scope of producer registration. Plastic label manufacturer is.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Plastic label is going finally into the packaging, no? You are putting a plastic label on the packaging, so it is, definitely is.
So
I just wanted to Sandeep Sharma. I know you are raising your hands. You have to please put your question on the chat box. Then we can definitely answer. Meanwhile, I wanted to share with you. Do you have a template of a standard proposal? I mean, generate one.
no, sir, not.
Okay, just remove the name of any one of them and show and send it to me. Okay. I wanted to share with you something that we are doing on this month end, 31st of this month, which Aman is leading it, and um, you can see it right here. So I'll just show you that here somewhere. Aman, it is there, no? It's in the link, I think.
Yes, sir. I'm just.
1 second. I had sent it out. Okay. One thing that I want to also share with you is
What, sir?
that this is especially for PWPs and this is for waste management companies in this particular waste, and all of this waste goes and basically becomes calorific. You becomes value on heat, and the remainder, if there is any ash content, that becomes part of the cement anyway. So there is a zero pollution, liquid pollution, air pollution, and land pollution because of that, so because of cement. If you want to be part of that, if your team wants to be part of that, please be. This will be an important thing. Second thing that Shweta is leading, and this is again very important for many of organizations now. I think Shweta has already given that thing out on the one moment. Yeah, slides here. Let me share this out. So this is something which is happening on the 9th February, Thursday, 11:30. We are having our own ESG portal. We are developing a portal for your entire waste footprint, water footprint, carbon footprint, and uh, and any other. I think those are the footprints that you have basically, and those are the ones which matter. How much carbon dioxide you release in the air matters at a country level, at a worldwide level, because it is affecting the global warming. Then we have water pollution as at a factory level. All of you know water pollution is such a big problem. Our marshes and river bodies are getting polluted. And then air pollution, if you are in Delhi NCR, you can see you are breathing 20 cigarettes a day without actually smoking cigarette at all. So you understand the air pollution. In fact, World WHO report said 15 lakh people died in India just because of the air pollution. I think 15 lakh is a pretty big number, 1.5 million people, and it's more than combined total of people who have not died or died in COVID or died in heart attack or any other. So cigarettes cause pollution within you individually, but the deaths because of air pollution is more than the deaths because of cigarette related smoking related. So these are the direct impacts that are created by your organization. But there are also multiple impacts, and those are called social impacts. So no, you might put a plant, and then that plant is coming in the way of natural movement of forest animals, let's say, and then because of that, your plant of $1 billion can be shut down. So you can, I mean, the example here was the plant from Crane, the Vedanta plant in Bhubaneswar in Odisha, which finally did not pass the test of social, and it was because of that the plant had to be shut down, because it was actually cutting through the forest. The transportation was cutting through the forest, and that was affecting a lot of animal movements. And then the governance, the third part is governance. Now if your plant is having continuously, let's say people are dying in the plant because of accidents or safety issues and things like that. Again, another case in point is Tuticorin plant of Vedanta. I don't know why we are getting two names to speak about Vedanta, but the Chennai plant of Vedanta is permanently shut. It's a very important plant for the country. It's a $1 billion plant. It produces some very important core minerals for the country. Yet the government has shut down the plant because of the poor labor conditions, very bad safety records, records on people actually eating food and vomiting and dying because of that, and all that. High court rulings have come. The plants are not allowed to go. So basically, to manage your entire risk, you have to go through a route of ESG. Many of you you will know about ESG. Your company may be driving it. Sustainability may be a great agenda. I was part of Coke. I was the Chief Sustainability Officer for India and Southwest Asia. So I know how at a corporate level it was driven. That Coke was water positive, which means we charged more water than we took out from the wells. We charged more water through the rainwater harvesting and things like that. So similarly, you have to put a plan together. The plan has to be not only disaster management, which means if a disaster happens, what will happen, but also a business continuity management, which means the business has to continue. It should not be that one day, your regulator says that, oh my God, you are like, what is the name of the company which Go Mechanic, latest, yesterday's case. Go Mechanic. Go Mechanic inflated its customer invoices to show that they are growing. So there was no governance, and therefore, finally now they are saying that there has been audit, and they have found that they are not actually, having that much of sales, and suddenly the valuation has dropped to 2 or 3% of what they were, and they are being asked questions from SEBI and all that. So your organization has to be prepared not only from immediate what you call safety environment and other issues, pollution issues, but you also have to be ready for the future. And being ready for the future means your governance is such that you are able to take you are able to you can comfortably say that look, I have no I can tell you that I have no my company's next 5 years risks are all managed. Okay, supply chain is one of the biggest risks in the companies, biggest risk. uh, Shweta has already put this form on the chat box. Any of you would like to be part of ESG sustainability reporting and consulting can fill this up, and we are not only doing this webinar on the 9th of February, but we are also launching our reporting tool, which is an easy tool for you to capture all of this information as per GRI requirements. GRI is one of the ways to do so. So I just want to come back to our main core presentation today and see if there are any more questions, because we are already at 13:38, and I think at some point in time we should close the session in the next 5 or 7 minutes. So if there are any questions pertaining pressing questions, please go ahead and ask Rishabh.
So, Bhavna Kapoor has written, if a producer have two units in one state, then do we need to file two different application?
No, one only. Producers can, like brand owners, they can file under one application, and two of the consents can be combined and zipped into one file.
So Sandeep is raising his hand.
Sandeep, you have to ask the question on the chat box only. Is that all?
Yes, so that's
Excellent. So, guys, the chat box is open. Have just say yes or no to this question that have you received a proposal from our company? Yeah, if you have received a proposal from our company, can you just say yes? That's all I need. Excellent, excellent. So I think the proposal has gone to multiple organizations. Kutubuddin, you are saying that we need to talk. Yes, there are phone numbers that we can talk. We can't talk individually on the proposal. Proposal is confidential to you. So therefore, I'm not even opening the proposal right now. You can talk to Rishabh Tiwari, who sent his email ID as well as his mobile number on the chat box. Right now he has sent it, and please get in touch with Rishabh, and he will lead it to not only explaining and capturing your question. If there are any queries, you can reach out to him. We'll be happy to give you the answers of that free of cost. There's no charge for clarifying questions, but if you would like to talk about the proposals that has been sent to you for you as a brand to execute your EPR, again through Rishabh, we can hold a short one-to-one VC with you, which Rishabh can plan for you, and then we can close it accordingly. Okay. I think that is all the set of questions. I think we will stop here. I know Bhavna has been asking multiple questions on invoices. I see that she looks to have a lot of invoices. I would only say good luck with that. But we can find a way for you, Bhavna. You can always get in touch with Rishabh after the call. I don't want to hold everybody onto the call because of this. I think it is already 1:40 night now. Please any more questions from this, please take it separately with Rishabh. Okay. So with that, we will stop the session now. Thank you very much for joining, and thank you to my team also, who has been preparing for this webinar for you. Rishabh, Aman, Shweta, and a lot of I think some of them have also called